Good, what's good, what's good? Y'all know what it is, man. Hop in this thing, man. I'm gonna let y'all load in, girl. You see what the title say, you see what we come to talk about. We ain't come to play race, genetics, and goddamn bloodlines. Load up for me. All right, all right, all right. You gonna learn today. Ace your chat. Let's go in on YouTube. Y'all know how I love to come kick it with y'all. I really do. You know what I'm saying? I promise you that. Let me pour me a little glass of water real quick. I don't want to be parched when I get to talking to y'all. I want to be good and hydrated. You know what I'm saying? We gonna let it keep loading up. Man, I'm excited. Man, I'm excited. We back in this bitch. Y'all know how I get down, man. It's your boy Quadeuce, man. Y'all can see the title of the live. Go ahead, hit that like button. Go ahead, hit that comment button. And do all of that. You see what I'm saying? Do all of that. If you watched my short video a little earlier, probably about 30 minutes to an hour ago, I know I had said that I'd be back in like 5-10 minutes. Y'all know life be life, man. 5-10 minutes will quickly turn into 50 minutes to an hour, man. But we here and we finna get straight into it. You understand? I'm about to light up the split so we can take off. Right? All right. Let's talk about it. Genetics, bloodlines, and race. How I want to start this off. First of all, let's start off with race. Why race, Quadeuce? Because what's up to everybody in the chat? You know what I'm saying? This gonna be a lecture. This gonna be an audio segment where I don't really say too much to y'all in the chat. But what's good, everybody in the chats? How y'all doing? Hopefully, y'all having a peaceful, positive day. Let's get to it. All right, now listen. I'm gonna say hey to you though. I don't want to mess up your name. What's up, Ash? Since you the first commenter, I'm gonna say hi to you. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about race. Race is a terminology that came long after bloodlines and genetics. And the races, the options that they give you when you're choosing like what ethnicity you are or what race, there's a larger umbrella than race, right? So genetics and bloodlines, a larger umbrella than race. Now I want you to think about the word race for a moment. Is that not a very strange name to call or to a word to use to describe ethnicities or genetics and bloodlines? Race? Who running? What we running to? Why gotta be a race? Do you see what I'm trying to get you to understand? What is your race? Like, we in a race with other races. You see what I'm saying? What is your race? No, what is your ethnicity? What's your genetics? What's your bloodline? We about to get deep, y'all. Y'all know how to do it. It's out there. It's out the rip. So, when you hear that word race, you gotta be real careful with that word race, because they want to trick you up. They want to trick you up with that word race. All right? You really got genetics and you really got bloodlines. Now, I just gave y'all the example of the trickery in the word itself, race. Where we run into. If it's a race, I'm running against you, right? It's a competition, right? It's competing, right? So that word race has been engineered to create competition, to create not togetherness, which what we represent over here in Deuce Tribe, but competition. Now, let's talk about genetics. Well, we're gonna go up. We're gonna go from the bottom to the top. Let's talk about bloodlines. Okay, so bloodlines is the traceable history or the lineage of where the bloodlines pass through. You see what I'm saying? Bloodline. Let me tell you something about your religious texts. A lot of your religious texts, it's not about what you think it's about. It's about bloodlines and genetics. The Bible, bloodlines and genetics. The 12 tribes of Judah, bloodlines and genetics. You see what I'm saying? You gotta put this shit together, man. Now, big announcement I'm finna make. Y'all get some more people in here, YouTube. Come on now. Don't do royalty like this now. You feel me? Guess what, y'all? Guess what, man? I'm Native American, folks. And let me dig. Let me explain. Cause I don't look like them people that told you that was Native Americans, do I? No. But guess what? I'm Blackfoot. Yep. I'm talking about me. They don't mean you Native American. I just recently found out that my grandmother, who recently transcended, and she come back and sit with me all the time because I told her to before she transcended. Understand? It's Blackfoot. So I'm saying that to say this. Man, it's a lot of lies that been going on about motherfucking genetics, bloodlines, and race, man. Real spill. There's a lot of lies. Because they told me in school that I was not Native American. They told me in school that I was from slave ancestry. They ain't tell me I had indigenous ancestry in me. Right? So I'm telling y'all this to tell my fellow carbonated beings, you know what I'm saying, with this color pigment in their skin, you see what I'm saying, that all of us are not African. All of us are not native. But what I will tell you is this: if you go back and you really dig and do your research or history, every indigenous to the land pretty much culture. When you talking about, I'm talking about all over the world, they're my complexion. You have Asian people that have Asiatic features that look like me. You have Chinese people that have Chinese features that are the same complexion, that are melanated, carbonated beings, indigenous beings. Now, indigenous just meaning originals. You know, originals are original people of the land. So there's a lot of hidden history going on, man. A lot of hidden history going on, man. With the indigenous people. I'm not just talking about in America. I'm talking about all over. I'm talking about all over. Now, finding your real genetics and bloodlines, you kind of have to get away from race. See what I'm saying? Because that's the trickery. That's the lie that they told you. It's deeper than that. I found out, man, I'm a motherfucking Indian, man. It's in my DNA. It's in my bloodline. You know what I'm saying? It's in my genetics. You feel what I'm saying? But I want to break this down from a broader perspective because I feel like they try to confuse us a lot with genetics, bloodlines, and races, right? So if you're a carbonated being, you have God genetics or superior divine genetics. See what I'm saying? Now, for those of y'all that don't know, carbon is the building blocks of all life. It's the same stuff that us carbonated beings are made up of that makes up all life. So if you put two and two together like that, then you can see what I'm saying by saying they've lied to a lot of us about what indigenous looks like. They've lied to a lot of us about what the real genetics and the bloodlines really are and tried to hide that shit behind race. And this is what I've been on the path of discovery. Like I said, you can't tell me shit on the internet about my genetic. I just told y'all I'm Blackfoot. I have Blackfoot, you know what I'm saying, genetics in me. You feel me? I got Blackfoot DNA in me. So it's like this. A lot of us over here in America, we don't even know we native. Now let me give y'all the game of the native shit. Now, native, what we have all been taught native is and looks like. I don't want to disrespect nobody and call nobody $5 Indians or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? This ain't that kind of video. This is just really me teaching y'all about genetics and bloodlines and race without trying to be disrespectful to nobody. There were mound builders in America. There's mounds all in America. Serpent Mound in Ohio, which I'm pretty sure I visited before. I came. Did I go see Serpent Mound when I was in the OLED? I don't even know. Anyways, there's mounds all over America. They try to hide a lot of them. A lot of them they build over them. You know what I'm saying? Government buildings. A lot of this stuff they built over is built over mounds and shit. They've tried to hide and shit. You feel what I'm saying? So the mound building people in America, those were what I would consider to be the real indigenous people of America. Now, the Native Americans coming out that the natives are saying that they ain't build these mounds. It's coming out saying that the natives that we know as natives, that some people disrespectfully would call them $5 Indians. You know what I'm saying? Whoever that genetic or race or bloodline of people is, they're saying they did not build the mounds. Y'all know who built the motherfucking mounds, nigga. Stop playing. Okay, so you trying to tell me y'all native, y'all the first ones here, mounds is here that nobody that was here when you know America first became, or Tamir first became, and y'all ain't built them, but y'all the native people. What? Now, peep game, those people that call themselves natives, right? Those were your hunter and gatherer people. Now, this is where history takes a turn. They just tell y'all natives was hunters and gatherers. They let them play the role as the natives. They don't teach y'all the real history. Don't teach you about yourself. You gotta go discover this shit. That's fucked up. I just want to say it personally to the girl. Y'all this fucked up for making a nigga like me jump through all these loot to figure out I'm fucking Blackfoot. See what I'm saying? Listen, man. Truth should be accessible to everyone, and it should be everywhere. Period. Because truth is authenticity. It's the real thing. It really happened. It's really how it was. It's really how it went down. Truth should be everywhere. Nobody should have to jump through hoops to find who the fuck they really is as a people. Nobody should be told as a people, oh, you this, you that, you this, you that. Fuck the fuck. Black people have been every fucking thing. You know how many times we've been, our names, go do your history, how many times Afrocentric people in the Americas have been, their names have been reclassified. Negroes, color folk. You see what I'm saying? Like, we've been reclassified over and over and over and over. And do your research on this. The government came out and said in a publication or in a document, I read it. You go look it up yourself. Go find it yourself. The internet big. Y'all know how to use it. You hear. The Native Americans were they were reclassified. Negroes, indigenous Negroes from that time period were reclassified as Native Americans and then got reclassified as something else. Color people. Then got reclassified as African American. Before we got reclassified as African American, there was no African to us. You see what I'm saying? Once we got reclassified as African American, peep the time period. Now I'm only fucking 27, but I done put this shit together, gang. Peep the motherfucking time periods, right? When did all that Afro spirituality and all that Afro comedic spiritual knowledge and shit, when did that shit start coming into play in the Afrocentric community? Right after we got classified as African Americans. Now we taking our studies to Africa to figure out where we from. Whole time we been here, right here the whole time. We the descendants of the descendants of the descendants. You heard me? Being here right here the whole time. See, they want you looking over there in another country for who you is. That's a long way over there. Fun fact though. My research has led me to the understanding that guess what? Egypt was a tribe. Egypt and all of that time period of the Egyptians and all of that great ancient stuff that people still can't figure out, and that Egypt, think about it like this. Egypt was a native tribe, an indigenous tribe. I just told y'all earlier about the 12 tribes of Judah. Lion of 12 tribes of Judah. All that shit is from over there in Egypt. But guess what? You can find, and they have found, Egyptian pharaohs buried in the United States of America. But that's not her real name. We know that shit. What you say? Yeah, that's right. They have found Egyptian pharaohs and mummies, and you know the higher class of the Egyptian civilization. They have found Egyptians buried over here in America. Now, once you heard that and you know that, you can't unknow that shit. That what y'all planted fake people over here or some shit? No. They've traced genetics and bloodlines with this shit in their findings. So, what that mean? Man, during that time period of the Egyptians, during that time period of the real natives, all this shit was linked together. This is why they give you all this history in bits and pieces. And they want you, oh, we this, we that, we did. They don't want you to ever know we were all the same people. This shit was all connected, folks. We tribal people in general. We've always been a tribal people. So when you're talking about tribe, you're talking about connection. You're talking about everybody getting included. You're talking about nobody being left out of the system. So that's what I've been learning, man. That's what I've been studying. That's what I've been finding. When it comes to genetics and bloodlines and race is the watered down version of what you should know. Bloodline is the history, where the genetics went through, where it flowed through, where your peoples passed through. Genetics is what you is, homie. You see this here? That's what I am, homie. You see what I'm saying? I can't make my hair not curl. Genetics. Just like if you're Caucasian, you can't make your hair just curl. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm not talking about if you was to grab a curling iron or if I was to grab a hot comb. I'm talking about just natural in nature. You're not going to see my hair just hanging straight like a Caucasian person. Don't matter what happened. If you see my hair hanging straight, it's a perm, a hot comb, or a flat iron. You see what I'm saying? If I see a Caucasian person in here super curled up, curlier than my shit, curlier than, you see what I'm saying? I'm knowing that's a curling iron. So, let's talk about more about genetics. Because I didn't touch all of the genetics like I wanted to. Right? Everybody has different genetics. Okay? I told y'all about the God genetics or the divine genetics or the supreme genetics that you can obviously make the correlation to this group of people and everything else that we know of, right? let's talk about some of the Caucasian genetics. Now, genetics are very mixed in today's time. No, understand this. Nobody really is fully 100% nothing right now. You see what I'm saying? We've been creating and intermingling for like what 2,000 some years, according to whatever time period they say how long Earth been here, whatever, right? Now let's use like some Amazonian tribe that never came into contact with human civilization. The genetics of your bloodline is not gonna be pure because you're intertwining them with other genetics. So you see me, I got some Blackfoot in me. See what I'm saying? I'm obviously carbonated. I'm not even gonna go as far as to say that I got some African quote unquote genetics in me, but I probably do. A lot of us have genetics from natives and from Africa, potentially. But some of us over here have no real African genetics though. Like there are people over here that have no African genetics in that look like me, that you would call African American. How can you be an African American with no African genetics in you? You see what I'm saying? So the Caucasian genetics, there are a group of people in the race of what I would call Caucasian, and I'm using that term to define a couple of different races. All right, it's a couple of different races in the Caucasian race. Not all of them are what you would call whites. You see what I'm saying? Some of the other races come from the Caucasian race. You feel me? Now, y'all remember when they told us we came from monkeys? That's where our genetics supposedly came from and shit, way back then in the day and shit. You don't just come up with a theory that a person came from a monkey as a scientist with no kind of studying of why you just said motherfucker came from a monkey, right? So somebody had to come from some monkey and some more shit, right? It wasn't us though. They use a lot of this reverse psychology to play with us. Just like how they say, we came from monkeys, but we didn't come from monkeys. But there is a Caucasian race, a part of the Caucasian race that was genetically, quote unquote, modified, engineered. You see what I'm saying? That didn't always exist. Those genetics weren't always here. And I've done my research and came to the understanding of there was an actual time where science and information and knowledge was so prevalent and so advanced that there was information of how to be able to pretty much create your own race of being. Or you see what I'm saying? That's how advanced information and the things we knew when we were higher in these frequencies was, right? So from Cabbage Patch children to just straight up genetically modified humans, that exists in the Caucasian race. Now, I'm not here to get into it and to say who, I don't give a fuck. See what I'm saying? But the reverse psychology that they play on you, you have to reverse it and know the truth. They tell you came from monkey because they came from monkey. See what I'm saying? So understand, man, genetics, bloodlines, and race. 3 completely different things, all very similar. Race being the watered down version, if you would, to me, of genetics and bloodline. Where your genetics is from and where it traced through, that's what they're gonna pretty much try to call as your race. You know what I'm saying? But as you can see, they got it wrong, because how are there African Americans over here with no African in them? Exactly. So understand, man, when you talk about genetics of things, and you talk about the race of things, and you talk about the bloodline of things, it's important to understand exactly what's going on during these conversations. It's important to not just listen to what somebody tell you you are without going to do your own research on what you are. Know thyself. Ancient Egypt. Just told y'all that Egypt was a tribe. Now, when you peep game like that, then you realize, like, we always been tribal. It really won't never split up like they say it would. They separated it and made different time periods with different stories. You see what I'm saying? And spun different little things so that they could keep us confused as to what the fuck we really are and who the fuck we really is. Let me just address this one person in the comments right quick, chat. I got to address this one person. Eastside 103. Listen. Let me just go through the comment. He say, put a shirt on, homosexual. Okay. I mean, the privacy of my own shit. Ain't nobody about to tell me to put nothing on. I'm not offending. Shouldn't be nobody or you. If you're a guy, why are you looking at my body? You ain't never played basketball with the boys and y'all ain't take y'all shirt off and ball? Was you looking at your homeboy's body? What? Come on now. I'ma just leave that right there. Ain't gonna make it no weirder than that. Ain't no need. It don't go no further than that. Like Dolo say, like, what's his name? I don't even want to butcher his name on live, man. Shout out. I say it's Dolo. Is it D-Lo? Might be D-Lo. Flight Boss, bitch. You know what I'm talking about for sure. Hey, I be watching the fuck out of Flight Boss. Shout out to Flight Boss. Shout out to Rashad Jamal. Shout out to Dr. Deuce York. Shout out to goddamn Young Pharaoh that came back. Shout out to 607. He be going crazy, dropping shit. You know, I watch all of this shit. I pay attention to all of this shit. I put all of this shit together. So, man, one thing I know you ain't never been on the channel cause one thing we talk about over here, man, we don't be on that hating shit. We be on high vibrations over here. And I'm trying to teach you about your own genetics, your own bloodlines, your own race, and trying to put this shit together so that people can see the lie or the falsified version that they're trying to spin it as, and then you can see the truth. Now, like I said, the research and the information is everywhere. Y'all will have to go do your own research. But, you know, this is another audio segment of To Infinity and Beyond. And we only come to doing these audio segments when we trying to get deep, y'all. We only come to doing these audio segments when we trying to get deep. So, y'all know what it is. We in the full swing of it. talking about genetics, bloodlines, and race. Now, hopefully, they helped y'all to understand the misconception and the misconstrued information out there that they've been trying to teach us to keep us separated and keep us not together. You understand? While we got all these people out here fighting about all these different races, and you not even knowing your bloodlines and your genetics. You not even knowing your bloodlines and genetics, but you fighting over race. And that's some shit they made up to keep you fighting over it. Now, I will say this. To my Caucasian people out there, to my high vibrational Caucasian people out there, I want to be the one to tell you, and I'm going to speak for a lot of Afro-centric people when I say we don't have a problem with y'all. My high vibrational Caucasian people that can see my hair like this and not judge me, that can, I you know what I'm saying, somebody I can vibe with, chill with, and has the understanding that arguing over race is stupid. We ain't got no problem with y'all. It's the motherfuckers that keep running around trying to hide our history. It's the motherfuckers that keep spinning the lies and the misconceptions and the false information that keeps the division going when it comes to race and when it comes to genetics and bloodlines. These are the people that the problem lie with when it comes to it. And it is my goal. I'm making it my business to learn this information and this knowledge, process it, figure out what's making sense and what's not making sense, and get it back to y'all in the most transparent way as possible. Because I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of information. But that's my goal. And I'm not going to stop till I achieve my goal, man. It's your boy Quadeuce, man. It's been another lovely audio segment. I appreciate everybody that came through, even though that many people didn't come through. But I know y'all gonna pile it up and run it up as the day goes on, man. Listen, man. Genetics, it is what it is. That's how you came. You can't change it. Bloodlines, your people is your people. They came through from where they came from. You know what I'm saying? The genetics trace to where it traced to. You see what I'm saying? But race, you don't gotta be racist. You don't gotta be against me because my genetics and my bloodline. I don't gotta be against you because your genetics and your bloodline. That's the stupidest shit ever. You see what I'm saying? So it's my goal to rally people around the understanding that we could all come together, but in order for us to all come together, we all gotta know who it is. The lies can't be continuing. How I'm gonna come together with anybody when everybody trying to tell me I'm some shit that I'm not? These ain't mistakes. These ain't mistakes. Y'all scientists smart as hell. These ain't mistakes. Y'all ain't mistakenly say, oh, y'all came for that. Nah. And here's another thing, man. If that Egyptian and all of those great dynasties in that time period originated over here in America, hence how I just told you they found Egyptian pharaohs and stuff buried over here and everything. in the Americas. Tennessee, to be exact, it was. How that makes sense? Who the fuck put all that Egyptian shit over there? Or was it the genetics from over here that traveled the bloodline, and then the bloodline traveled all the way to Egypt? See what I'm saying? And was it that how it went down, and they tried to spin it and be like, oh, y'all come from over there? But the genetics and the bloodline say differently. I don't know, man. But it's been a pretty interesting audio segment, man. You gotta give me that, man. Hopefully you learn something, and hopefully it brings you closer together to unity, you know, with your brother and sister. Hopefully when you look around now, you don't see race as much. You just understand that these are the genetics that he came with. This is what the bloodlines pass through. This is a combination of who he is. And hopefully we can get off this racism shit. I'm talking about all genetics, all bloodlines. Because if we all came from one bloodline, one type of genetic, the fuck is we arguing for? And I'm talking about the people that have the same bloodlines and genetics that argue against themselves. It's like arguing with family. I mean, that is arguing with family. The fuck is we arguing for? Another thing I want to say is we have to get back to that point of getting together in unity. I'm talking about from our indigenous people all over the land. There was a point in time when all indigenous people all over the lands were connected. See what I'm saying? They don't want you to know that shit. Because once we go back to being connected all over the lands, the system changes overnight. And this is why they had to come up with race. This is why people race and what they get classified as gets changed over the years. Well, not all people have been changed, but ain't nobody been changed more than a nigga. I was saying, bro, ain't nobody been changed more than a nigga, man. For real, man. What do you want to call a Negro, Native American, Afrocentric, African American, man? You know what the genetics is. Supreme. You see what I'm saying? Gotta recognize it. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I love having these discussions and conversations with you guys about shit like this. And tune in a little bit, because we got another To Infinity and Beyond audio segment coming today sometime about this UFO disclosure. Trump's UFO disclosure. The one that just came out, the one that just released, yeah, we got that. We talking about that. You feel me? And I'm going to get into all of this alien shit. All of this unidentified information and shit. See what I'm saying? Because honestly, I remember being a boy 10 years ago and thinking, man, aliens is some sci-fi shit. You know what I'm saying? I remember being a boy 10, 20 years ago and alien shit was some shit you would see on TV for entertainment purposes. You saw E.T., you got all kind of alien movies. You got The Predator. You got all these extraterrestrial films about extraterrestrials spun in all different kind of ways by Hollywood. Now, we gonna keep this shit raw. Fuck sugarcoating. Hollywood, we all know what Hollywood been doing. It just came out not too long ago, right? Y'all seen the files. Y'all heard the stories. Y'all saw Diddy. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit that be going on in Hollywood, right? But like behind the scenes and shit. So when you thinking about the films that they're creating, remember who these films are tied to, who these movies are tied to still. See what I'm saying? So understand they could put whatever in front of your face they want to get you to go a certain way and think a certain thing. They'll create a whole false culture on TV that ain't your culture and have you ready to join that motherfucker because you see a few popping people that look like you. It's like, hell yeah, this is what we doing now. Next thing you know, the whole culture doing this shit. That was never your culture. They sold it to you. It's your boy Quadeuce, man. I'm gonna end the live right there. Make sure you hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button. If you didn't get to watch this, go back and replay it. It'd be helpful for you. Trust me. And stay tuned for my next live coming real soon. Today, in fact. Don't go too far. Till next time, it's your boy, Chief Deuce. We out this thing. You hear me?